SNS. When your own personality just isn't good enough.
Alcohol is a social lubricant.
Social lubricant.
Gives them confidence.
Their self-esteem is like groove juice, you know? So that can be hyperactive.
Alcohol is a symbol of fun.
Ons kan nie sê nie van ons wat bereik het nie.
I want to go drink, so hurry up. So what are you doing now? What are you doing now? I'm drinking right now. I'm drinking.
Beer.
Sun.
Cold. Succulent to the throat.
Bitter. Gross.
Golden.
Freedom.
Beer bra.
Bry.
Yeah, baby.
Students.
Alright, beer.
Me.
South Africa ranks within the top 3 heaviest drinking countries in the world, alongside the UK and the Ukraine.
We are binge drinkers.
Binge drinking is defined by the medics as 3 drinks or more per woman or 5 drinks or more per man.
And they usually do it in a group, and it's usually in a public place.
Because we want to get blasted. There's no other way of putting it.
Then I realized, okay, this is a little bit problematic. Like, why do I want to get so out of it? Why do I want to get so out of it?
Vooral whiteys in South Africa was, ne? Het mense hulle eie dop gemaak. Op die east side, die oesboere het bier van hulle graan gemaak. En in die suidwes was boes van heuning en water gemaak. Maar sien jy, hulle moet lank wag vir 'n dop, vir die graan of die heuning. So hulle het net gedop op baie special occasions en ceremonies, nie elke naweekie. When Jan van die Riebeeck and the Dutch East India Company came, they brought with them Dutch brandy. Because why? One, they made a lekker profit selling it to passing sailors. And two, to help trade negotiations with the locals. Hey, but the chiefs wasn't stupid, no? And would decide what they wanted to trade before getting drunk, ek sê. One day, Jan realized it would be cheaper to make booze in the Cape itself.
Let's get some wijnse from Javioshi and make some wine to sell. We can sell it to the sailors and hit a budget.
En neta, the first vineyards and brewery was developed. Maar hulle het nie geweet hoe om wyn of bier te maak nie en die goed was Luckily, a klomp French people arrived. Hallo! Oh, oui!
Poisson!
And because the Dutch thought that all French people know how to make wine, they gave them all wine farms.
Voulez-vous? Aha! Aha!
Hey, but not all French people knows how to make wine, and it was steeds. But where else were the people gonna buy their dop? So the company made a huge profit anyways. So the Cape had a moerse lot of wine and a moerse lot of very unhappy people. Slaves was geïmport en die koei het hulle vrek gesukkel. Baie het gesterf en meeste van hulle land en beeste was gesteel. So die wat gebly het, was gefors om hulle lybe te trade. En die lanies het met dop gepy. Therefore, the dop system and a colony of syplappe.
Sithi ndiyasela. Ubone mos umuntu oselayo nje. Ndisela ngenxa yemini. Unemployment. That is the most important thing.
It was a way of coping with, the problems that I was facing. The only way I could sort of get confidence out in the outside world, was, to have a few beers and to feel good about myself.
It's a way for me to get away from my very miserable life.
Makes me forget for an hour or 2 or 3 or 4.
You want to take that problem out of your mind.
I've been in work since Monday until Friday, and it's stressful to be there because they don't treat you in a proper way. You see?
My geld. Ja, ek voel dit te gelukkig ougie. Ek voel dit te gelukkig dat 281 rand. Penny. A week.
People actually don't know how to cope with the actual problems that they do have.
We also enjoy being here instead of sitting at home. I mean, thinking of taking a rope and hang yourself.
Because you don't cry. You don't get unhappy. You don't call a friend when you're suicidal. What do? You go for a drink.
The way that our SAB advertises, it says man-sized can, more reward at the end of the day. They're directing it at the already exploited working class.
They drown their sorrows.
You're going to develop an alcohol problem because that's the way you've learned to deal with stress.
Hulle moet net nog en daai oomblik wat hulle dit misbruik en dan gebruik alcohol vir hulle.
It will kill you.
It's had some serious backfire on me. Prison, car accidents, debt.
Because sometimes you'll come to the club telling yourself that you're gonna spend like 100 rands and you have another 100 rand on your soul. That 100 rand you're gonna buy electricity with. The next day you take it out and you buy more booze. The next day you don't have electricity.
Alcohol can also cause depression.
You wake up feeling worse than what you did the day before.
And I was just getting really, really depressed.
But you just have another drink. It doesn't stop. It doesn't stop.
You can have a whiskey every day, you can have a beer every day, and that's fine. As long as at the end of the day, you're a well-balanced human being, I don't see anything wrong with it.
So, are you well-balanced?
No.
With me, if I don't feel like drinking, I don't drink.
But if I don't drink, I usually hear it from my guy friends. Then they're like, oh, why are you not drinking?
Come on, Michaela, it's so much fun when you drink.
And they're like, oh, come now, get a proper drink.
Have a drink, have a drink.
What? Don't be weak.
No, man, but you have to get that drink,
People look at other individuals who don't drink as almost suspect. I mistrust them. You always want to know what the reason is behind that, because there generally is a reason why they don't drink.
It would have been much easier to say, you know what, just I'll have a beer.
You sort of almost get roped into it and you really can't get out of it.
A market where there's a culture of drinking to intoxication must be like heaven for the liquor industry.
South Africa has the fastest growing liquor industry in the world, with sales almost doubling over the last decade. South Africans drink over 5 billion litres of alcohol a year and are amongst the top 3 heaviest drinkers in the world. 3 companies make most of the booze sold in SA: South African Breweries, Distell, and Brandhouse. South African Breweries is actually SAB Miller, the second largest brewery in the world. The main shareholder of SAB Miller is American company Altria, previously known as the Philip Morris Companies Incorporated, one of the world's largest tobacco corporations. Distell is also a big cheese and was one of the 10 biggest brandy, wine and cider producers in the world. In 2009, they sold more than 9.5 billion rands worth of booze, which also made SAB happy as they own 30% of Distell. Brandhouse is the new kid on the block and is the joint venture between Heineken, Namibian Breweries and Diageo. Diageo has its headquarters in London and is the largest alcohol company in the world.
Just walk up the road, you've got J&B marketing the size of a building.
Rappers think that bling's the thing that will make them feel like something. But if you're worthless in your mind, you will always feel like nothing. In this capitalistic, unrealistic world that you might find you bombarded constantly with images they try to sell you. We knew high rotation means that you're not a threat to capitalism you promote, and that is why they play you. Say who pays you? Slavery looks brand new. Brand who? Yes, you. Your whole crew was slaves too.
What gives them the right to keep bombarding us with messages every single day, be it on the radio, be it on TV, be it on the streets? I have no choice in that matter to say, hang on, I don't want this.
Yeah, we're promotion girls, yeah. Basically, you buy 3 Castle drafts, then you get a Castle t-shirt, and he doesn't want to buy.
Because I don't drink beer.
Come on. Yeah, we've sold almost like 100 drafts, and we've only been here for half an hour, so yeah, it's going well.
They said it's a private party, and we were just walking and they spotted us. Yeah, ego boost, I'm joking.
It was a lot of male strippers, and that was the first thing that attracted us. The male strippers?
We were just handing out booze, topless, feel a bit used.
Those guys hadn't been going around. Do you think you would have had as many shooters like what you've got? Oh, no.
They are vouch for it. They're all over us tonight.
Only buy 50 rands worth of vouchers. So you're forced to drink 50 rands worth of booze. And you can't buy a cool drink, you can't buy juice, you
There's
can't
no
get
yeah, I
water.
went looking earlier and we walked around. You can buy like a mixer, a Coke or like a ginger ale or something, but there's no cans at any of the stalls in the food court or anything like that.
It refreshes like nothing on earth.
Do you think it's more refreshing than water?
Definitely.
Can I use some water?
Water, no.
Sparkling water, soda water, any kind of water?
This is Stellenbosch. Wellington is the water here.
So like Henry Ford said, you can have a Ford in any colour, any model you want, as long as it's black and it's a Model T Ford.
You know, whether they're still promoting drinking, whether it's right or wrong, I don't know. I've got no problem with it. I think that, these liquor labels have got every right to promote their product.
If a drug company supports sports in any way, people will be against it. But now that it's alcohol, people look at it differently, which doesn't make sense to me at all.
Do you think that the liquor industry should be able to advertise in the way that they do?
Why not tobacco? They advertise. But they're not allowed. Okay, yeah, they're not allowed That's to, bad but... example. Okay, I suppose they're not allowed to, but I mean, I've still seen people promoting it. Isn't that the same thing?
I personally didn't realize why cigarette ads are banned, because it's your choice to smoke. It's the same with drinking. So yeah, by all means, advertise. I mean, they're making their money off it, so.
Yes, on one condition. They also show the stark truth of the other side, the dark truth of what other people really do.
You're not allowed to advertise cigarettes, but you're allowed to advertise alcohol. And alcohol is killing more people than what cigarettes are. So.
And obviously that becomes an issue in terms of, advertising's right to freedom of expression, but it's got to be looked at in terms of what's in the best interests of society. And I don't think a society boozed up every weekend, is on our best interests.
From research done in South Africa, alcohol rated higher than tobacco in terms of burden of death and disability.
There's a massive impact on society, on the health of the population in general. Motor vehicle accidents, interpersonal violence, violence against women and children, the effect on mental health, suicide and overt psychiatric disease.
It is a product that is not just Coca-Cola. So yes, we need to be additionally responsible, and that's what we've done with the code.
The code is a set of rules for the responsible marketing of alcohol and was drawn up by the liquor industry. Each company decides for itself if its adverts or marketing are in line with the code.
it's possible that a youngster looking at that would interpret that as, I need alcohol to be cool.
I don't think so.
Cocktail.
Classy.
Affluent.
Sweet.
Shishi bars.
Is Lamed a word?
Sophisticated.
Girly.
Girls.
Yeah, but what type of girls?
Slutty girl.
Just girls that want to have a couple of cocktails and then have fun. So what's the word for that? I don't know.
Slutty girl.
I drink to have fun because I think it gives me the confidence to talk to people like, I'm drunk, so I have the confidence to approach you guys, to come and be behind the camera.
You become more comfortable with yourself.
You think you're the man?
Gives them confidence.
You feel invincible.
People can express themselves without alcohol, and they probably don't always realize that. And they're just accustomed to expressing themselves more openly under the influence of alcohol, so they assume that they need it.
I've been with some people that have like passed out at the beginning of a party and said that they had so much fun. And I've just seen them laying there the whole night. If that's your fun, then what can I say, you know?
If you spend a few weeks sober, you realize pretty soon that you can operate as a normal human being without it, you know. So it's probably just a bit of an illusion that people are under, maybe.
And you suddenly feel gorgeous. You feel more sexy.
I find it very difficult to go up to a girl and just chat to her normally. So if I've had a couple of drinks, I don't really mind going up and chatting to her.
You are less inhibited, so you're more likely to try more. So your chances increase, but doesn't necessarily mean you will get laid.
Or you think your chances increase.
You think your chances increase. Well, I think they do though, because probability says if you try 10, you might get 1. Whereas if you're sober, you might just try 1 and get none.
But occasionally I have too many.
Everyone's gorgeous at that stage, so you've drunk them all pretty.
Hey, I got this waxed. And let's be honest, you don't.
You prefer like a drunk man or a sober man?
Sober. A sober guy.
A sober guy.
Sober guy.
A sober guy.
Sober. Sober, definitely.
Well, when they're drunk, they come too quick. When they're
sober, they perform better. They have a decent conversation with you.
So ladies leave the drunk ones and
What are you doing?
He's
Hey, get your face
He's
over.
kissed the half de lapa.
In your mind, you're like, hey, baby. But in actuality,
Lowers your inhibitions.
All inhibitions.
I love you.
Shame.
Immediately, if you're drunk, you like a sex.
I like it when alcohol tells the girls to do it. The chicks are so horny. It's not even fair. There's a woman that you can build a relationship with, and there's a woman that just wants off.
I woke up in a total stranger's bed, like completely starkers, and I was like, oh, what the
You give me a complaint that you are unhappy with that name potency. We will take it up with whoever the brand owner is, and then we will follow the due process.
South Africa's top 12 bartenders competing here for you tonight. Now, we've developed a little tradition called the Quavo moment, which we normally have at the start of every competitor. Time for you to get your Quavos from the bar. We're going for a Quavo moment. Jose Quavo. Time for the Quavo claw. Anybody for a Quavo moment? Quavo moment coming up. Who's in the Quavo moment? Hold your glasses up. Where's your Quavo? From our sponsors, Brandouse, who make the whole thing possible.
They're trying to show to the government and society that they are a responsible industry that's concerned about alcohol misuse. And one has to weigh that against other practices, selling alcohol to unlicensed liquor outlets, promotions that encourage heavy drinking, and so on. And I think we get to see that they're an organization which is primarily interested in selling alcohol, and that any attempts to encourage responsible drinking are really attempts to avoid the government from clamping down on the industry.
I have the world of admiration for how much these people are spending on trying to get people to drink responsibly. It's a fortune.
Let's compare industry expenses. In 2009, Distell spent 250 million rand and SAB 560 million promoting drinking. A lot less was spent on promoting responsible drinking. 7.5 million rand from Distell and 40 million from SAB.
But once again, we don't believe that advertising leads to abuse.
The dope system's got a new name, say. So that the problem for Dwayne, say. Sober up and it's the same, say. The dope system's got a new name, say.
Have a look at the latest document, the latest report put out by the ICAP, which has taken a bit of both, and on balance, there still appears to be.
And have you seen the latest report by the World Health Organization on advertising?
I've seen them all, but you're going to find people who are going to say this way, and you're going to see people that way.
And you think ICAP is a more credible source than the World Health Organization?
The ICAP has taken other people's research and has just put it together in a report. It's not their own research.
No, I understand that, but they've selected certain research findings.
The Peter Andersons of the world also select things that suit them.
Do you go into business to lose money or to make it? It's not their business to try and make you responsible. It's their business to get you to drink.
The first word you'll notice in drink responsibly is drink.
Why are we constantly trying to protect the stupid from themselves?
You can't go around telling people how to act. They know that you're not supposed to drink a certain limit of alcohol if you're going to be driving.
Do people out on the streets know how drunk they really are? I'm so sober, guys.
I'm not sober.
Feeling groovy. Let's find out.
I forgot to tell you, I've got an ankle problem.
Drink and then you drive. What do you get? A car accident.
Everybody that I know drinks and drives.
We will not be suspending Cruiser Thursdays.
He's been drinking, his face is cracked.
I think instead that you should be taking to your job, which is to make sure that people are safe.
Come say that, yeah. You know?